What are you pouring there?
Just going for it.
Oh,
You already recording?
yeah.
Oh. Hello everybody, welcome back to ChiliDrinkZ. This is season 2 and damn, you're already recording, eh? Okay, so before we begin, I'd like to remind the audience that we are in Canada, and in Canada it's legal for me to partake in any cannabis activity. Right now I'm drinking, I just poured myself a drink. I already had a couple beers earlier, but Law, do you know what this is?
It's some sort of a Scotch.
It is a Scotch. It's a single malt. It's a single malt. It's one that I can afford. It's still not that it's not that inexpensive. It's gonna cost you around the 50-60 range. This is Glenfiddich.
Nice.
Some good stuff. Some people like to mix liquor and weed. Sometimes it's just it's one of those days. And today was I was out. I was drinking a few beers, got the ride home, and now I was feeling some type of way. And instead of reviewing the weed, I heard a great story. So how about story time? Laud, you in for a story?
Let's hear one.
How familiar are you with the Greek mythology?
Not too much. I know a little bit about Zeus and Hercules.
Okay, have you ever heard of a guy named Narcissus?
I have not.
So Narcissus, this is a story I heard, okay?
Yeah.
I think this is where the word Narcissus comes from, but I'm not sure because they didn't mention the story.
Okay.
But Narcissus was some dude who loved the way he looked so much. And he was a handsome man, right? So he would go every evening to this lake. And when he would go to the lake, because the lake was so still and calm, he was able to see his own reflection. And hours upon hours, he would just look at himself in a trance because he just found himself so handsome, right? So this Narcissus fellow, I'm not sure if he smoked weed or anything. I'm not even sure if weed was around at that time. But I don't know how, because if he's not smoking weed, he was at the lake just another day, okay? It was another day. He went back to the lake to go look at himself, but this time it was different.
Okay.
I mean, he did fall in a trance like how he normally does because he gets hypnotized. However, this time he ended up falling into the lake. And when he fell into the lake, he was still under the trance. He ended up drowning and dying.
Trance of what? By looking at himself? That trance?
Yeah. So when he was looking at the lake lake is so calm, it's so still. He's just admiring himself, and eventually he just fell on in.
Oh, falls in, okay.
It's a sad story, right?
Yeah.
But the next evening, God comes down, and he wants to speak with the lake, and he wants to ask the lake, what happened? How did Narcissus die, and why didn't you wake him up? What happened? The lake responded to God saying, Narcissus who? And God's like the dude who's been coming and looking at himself every evening. You should know who. He's like, oh, okay. The lake, it jogged the lake's memory, but the lake, it wasn't still too sure of what was going on. So God just said, hey, look, Narcissus was here. He fell asleep and he fell into the lake and he passed away. But nevertheless, he wants to know the lake's opinion. Does he think Narcissus was handsome? Because if Narcissus himself thought he was so handsome and he's doing this, what was the lake's opinion? God wanted to know.
Okay.
And the lake, this is the cool part about the story. So at the lake said to God, he said, I don't know how Narcissus looks like. And God's like, how could that be? Like, how could you not know how Narcissus looks like? He was here all the time. And then the lake responded. He said that he's like, when that boy came, that boy's eyes were so still, and in his eyes I was able to see my own reflection, me the lake.
Yeah.
And because his eyes were so still and I was able to see my own reflection, I couldn't help but to admire my own beauty.
Oh, nice.
And God just started laughing, and that was pretty much the end of the story.
So,
I'm not sure what the moral was, though.
So they were both admiring their own beauty.
Was that the moral?
Not too sure, brother. Just science says the world outside you imitates the world inside you. So
Okay. Well, I thought it had like something to do with life jackets or something, but I wasn't too sure. Regardless, this is Pink Kush, and this is my evening, man. I got tomorrow off. I ain't gotta go to work. I'm chilling. It's like my Friday, even though it's a Saturday today.
yeah,
It's a Friday for me. We're chilling. Lord, how was your day?
it's good. Good. I slept.
All right.
Yeah.
During the day,
During the day,
it was a hot day, man.
it's a hot day.
It's still hot. It's a hot night, man. I'm a little.
It's,
I could use a cold beer, but this is all I have right now. So it's even ice. I don't have ice. It's just. It is what it is. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to ChiliDrinkZ. I guess this wasn't really a review. This is Pink Kush. It's the best. This is the best weed. I love this. Anyways, thank you for joining and tuning in. See y'all next time. Peace.